we just got a guardian dog for our sheep. There he is. Turn around, there he is. The reason why we got a guardian dog is because, well, the sheep need protection. And nothing better than a guardian dog that stays with the sheep. Now, this wasn't just buy a guardian dog and stick them out there. There was a lot of steps that had to go to get us to where he is integrated with the sheep. So, throughout this video, there's going to be clips from several months apart, starting from when we first got the guardian dog, and then to now where he is integrated with the sheep. All dogs got to eat, but we don't want our sheep eating our dog food. So, we built this feeder, and I'll show some pictures of us building it. But to simplify it, this keeps the sheep from getting into the dog food, but the dog can still get into the food. How this works. The dogs go over this, under that, and then they're in to eat the dog feeder. But when the sheep go down here and they stick their, and they try and lift up on this board hits them in their stomach. Once we got that feeder built, well, now we got the dog, and I'm going to show some clips of us and some pictures of us getting the dog. But when we got the dog home, we had to get him adjusted to us. So what we did was we put him in a little pen in one of our grandma's backyards. When we first got the sheep and the dog together, we didn't want to just turn the dog out, because then the sheep would think that the dog is after him. Put him on a leash, and we just kind of let him go and see what he did. Smokey, what are you doing this morning? Hey, buddy. You happy? You ready to go with some sheep? He was not happy last night. We didn't want to overwhelm the sheep because they don't know him yet. So we had to lock him in this pen, and he was out here whimpering. So then we turned him out into this little section. But let me put this little leash on him, and we're going to turn him out. Now he's going underneath there. I got him. Okay, come on, Smokey. I have him right here. We're going to slowly go to the sheep. Come here. Come here. Let me take your leash off. Alright. He's more of trying to greet himself, and they don't like him greeting. They didn't really like him greeting them. But what we ran into is the dog would try and be with the sheep, because that's what he's used to from the farm he came to. He could just lay right in the middle of them, and the sheep would just not even care. Our sheep do not think the same way as the sheep he's used to. So he ran up to them to be with them, and they're like, ah! And they spread out. We did that a few times, and we saw that this wasn't working. So we opted for a different strategy. We went and got some grain, and we poured it down on the ground in front of the dog, and the sheep would come up and eat the grain, and the dog would just lay there. That worked very well. So the dog's here, and the sheep got this close, which he's still a puppy. He's only like 8 months old. After a little while of doing that, or more like 2 or 3 days, the sheep were not fully, he's gonna hurt us. So we turned the dog just out in the field. We opened up this little pen section that was keeping the sheep and the dog close together, and let them have the whole field. That worked for a couple of months. Well, you can tell it's good a couple of months, because you can see in the other previous clips, it was green. It's brown. It is December 27th now. The reason why I'm taking these clips so far away from the original ones is because I want to show an updated progress whenever it's gotten some progress and not just the same thing. The first day after us turning the dog, and actually for the next week or so, the dog would be on one end of the field, and the sheep would be on the complete other side of the field. They did not go anywhere near that dog. They stayed as far away as possible. And the only time that they would move anywhere close to the dog is if he was doing that right there or sleeping. He would get up and they would go, zoom, and that was just him just getting up in the middle of the field. Like they would be far away from him. And he would just hang out around here. He wouldn't do much. He stopped the chasing of the sheep. Once he realized that they're just gonna run away from him, so he just stopped, because there's no point in it. Which he was never chasing them. He was more just being with them. If he was chasing with them, he would have ran a lot faster. And he wouldn't have his tail up. But there has been a lot of progress made. Well, as you can see, because there's not much grass growing, we have a sheep on hay over there. And they're not even bothered. They're eating. Not even worried about what this dog's doing. Now, they still aren't buddy-buddy. They don't sleep together. They don't hang out together. But the dog is in the field. The dog does what it wants to do, and the sheep do what they want to do. They're not bothered by any other. They go and do their own separate thing. The dog does watch over the sheep. We've actually been caught. Well, the dog, that dog is the most persistent dog ever. He could see deer over on the neighbor's property across the road over there, and he'd be barking at them, letting us know that there's something wrong. And he's just a really good dog. He's watching over the sheep. He's always sleeping during the day whenever there's no threats, and he's up all hours of the night making sure that his sheep are going to be okay. He watches over them, and the little twins who's with him, he comes and he licks on them and makes sure they're okay. He's a great dog, and he just does that basically all day. He's watching. You can see how he's looking out in this way, seeing where the threats can come because it's safe up this way. And he's always making sure the sheep are okay. I'm gonna go get some perspective cams. I can show you how he moves around. So it's not that the sheep are deathly afraid of him. They just don't really like him. But I'm gonna show you around and give you kind of a perspective. Come on, Smokey. Kind of show you where he lives. This is the little field. The sheep like to hang out up there, right up there. They like to hang out up there at the corner of the field. It is the highest spot. Sheep always pick the highest spot in the field and the furthest away from danger. The dog normally hangs out right here, and he watches them, and he can see from that spot right there, he can see this whole field. He's following me. Hey, buddy. I'm gonna go back down in here. There's still some grass. The sheep still do graze a little bit out here, but there isn't that much. That's why I put out that bale of hay, just so the sheep have some stuff to eat. You can see there's a trail worn down right here. It's not the most noticeable, but there's a straight line going right there. That's because this dog follows it. The reason why he follows this trail is throughout the night and throughout the day, to make sure everything is okay. He goes around and makes his rounds to make sure everything is a-okay so he can protect his sheep. Because this is his land, if you can kind of picture it that way. This is his territory, and he's going to protect it. Isn't that right, buddy? You can see the sheep come back here as according to those droppings. Here's the edge of this wood line, and this is just gonna, he comes down here and circles back up. You can see the little worn down spot right there, little path. I mean, it's not the most noticeable, but it's definitely a path right through here. The leaves are chomped down. What are you doing, dog? Come on, boy. Yeah. Goes right through here and down and through here. I mean, you can tell just from looking at it that there is obviously a path here. This path is probably walked over several times a day. There he is. He's walking with me. kind of circle up his pathway. What you doing, boy? Oh yeah, this will be a future video, but we are going to be fixing up this fence line. We got some new fencing materials ordered. All we have to do is just put them in. This will be to make this sheep, well, it's sheep proof, but this will be baby sheep proof or lamb proof. Okay, we're gonna have lambs here pretty soon, which will be very happy with that, and I'm sure Smokey will really like them too. But if this isn't clear enough that there is a pathway, then I don't know what is. This has been taken. I actually have. This is most definitely his path. I mean, he knows it. Isn't that right, Smokey? I mean, he's like, this is my path. Follow me. I don't know why he's drinking the water right there. I mean, we have fresh water up there for him to drink. Then we end out up here. Well, I think we're coming to the end of the pathway. It's weird that animals follow the same path. I mean, they could just go anywhere, but they, like, you know, see? I mean, even the sheep use these paths. It's not just the dog. It goes right up through there, right to the sheep. Come here, Smokey. Come here, boy. Hey, boy. But, yeah, he's a really good dog. Wants me to pet him. Okay. This is an automatic feeder, so he just gets what he wants out of there, and then we fill it up right there. These are his chew toys. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to never miss an upload from Rocky Bluff Farms. And if you like Smokey, let him know down in the comments. I'm sure he'll really appreciate it. But I'll see you in the next video, and Smokey will be in a lot more Rocky Bluff Farms videos. So, what you doing, buddy? You gonna lay down here? That's a good boy. Thanks for watching.